Hi, water signs. It's Nikki, the Van Mystic. Thanks for being here. I am here today to do your readings for mid-October 2019. So these are going to be little mini reads for each zodiac sign. This video is for water signs. So if you are a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, your reading will be in this video. And these readings are put in place to give you a little bit of guidance and insight on the next couple of weeks, okay? So there will be timestamps in the description box below and the comments too, so you can click on those, jump straight to your reading if you would like to. And while these readings are intended for your sun sign, if you feel called to watch for your moon sign, your rising sign, or another one of your planets, do whatever you feel drawn to do. Some weeks you may find more resonance with your sun sign reading, other weeks with another one of your planets reading. So I always recommend that you follow your own intuition when it comes to which videos to watch. Of course, there are other videos for the remaining elements on my YouTube channel, so you can watch as many readings as you'd like, okay? Okay, so today I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot. And I might also be pulling some cards. Well, I probably will because I have for the other signs so far, and that wouldn't be fair. So I'm going to be pulling some cards, just like a single card for each sign at the end of each reading from the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck, which I literally just unpacked and have not worked with at all. And it will be a completely intuitive share for you, okay? So it's a beautiful deck from what I've seen so far. So we're going to get started without further ado, and I'm going to start with Cancer today. So Cancer, hello. I hope you're doing well. Hope your month is going well so far. I'm going to start by pulling some cards for you, Cancers, on the energy that's coming through for you for the second half of October 2019. What's going on for my Cancers? What is coming up? What do you need to know? What are you stepping into, Cancers? Okay, Cancer. So I've got the Nine of Cups. I've got the Four of Pentacles. I've got the Queen of Swords. And I've got the Hanged Man, okay? So I'm seeing these as kind of like two separate messages today, and what I see immediately with the Nine of Cups followed by the Four of Pentacles is a message about not holding yourself back from enjoying yourself. It feels like there are some kind of limits being placed on yourself when it comes to pleasure, enjoyment, celebration, having fun, and things like that. Like perhaps you've convinced yourself that you can't afford to do something, or you don't deserve to do something, or you don't have the resources to do something, and so there's a little bit of like restraint that you're putting on yourself in some sense over these next couple of weeks in some aspect of your life, and there's a need to be a little bit flexible, okay, with those boundaries that you put on yourself and those limitations that you put on yourself. Of course, it's great to be responsible. It's important to be responsible, but it's also important to allow yourself to have fun, and to allow yourself to do things that feel good for you, because when you do that, it's also a motivator, right? It's a motivator to do better in all aspects of your life. It really fills you up with more energy so that you can do more in general in life, right? So don't cheat yourself out of pleasure. Don't cheat yourself out of fun. Don't hold yourself back from heart-opening experiences and things that are good for you, and things that are pleasurable for you, okay? Like out of fear that you don't have enough or whatever it may be. So there's a potential for that coming up for you, Cancer, over these next couple of weeks, and really, really strong message about letting yourself have fun and enjoy things, okay? Doesn't always have to be all too serious. Make sure that you make space for fun. And then the Queen of Swords and the Hanged Man, what I really see here is funny. Like I see somebody that is prepared to cut down the rope and let the Hanged Man fall. So it makes me feel that in some area of your life that has felt like there has been no movement, or you feel like it's been a really long, like reflective period, or maybe something that you've been thinking about, haven't taken action on. Something like that, something that has felt slow or non-moving, something that has been kind of entirely internal. It's time to like cut that rope down, let it fall, and let yourself move forward, okay? So either somebody is going to come in and do that for you, or you are being encouraged to do it for yourself. So an area of your life that is sort of just this feeling of like, it's ready, okay? It's ready to be birthed. It's ready to be shared. It's ready to move forward. And so it's time to stop hanging out and being in this waiting kind of like marination period, okay? It's time to open up, let it out, let the movement happen, let things start to flow, okay? And I really just have this sense that like, if you don't move forward on this yourself, somebody else is gonna like chop it down and push you forward into it, okay? So decide what would feel more comfortable for you, okay? And this is going to be like in any aspect of your life, or could be in any aspect of your life. This, of course, is a general community reading, so could reflect really differently. For some of you, it could be like maybe you really have a crush on somebody and you have not been wanting to say something, or you haven't really been sure, and blah, blah, blah. And so this is your push from the universe to kind of like cut yourself down from that hanging out, that stillness period, and make your move or express yourself, okay? And speak your truth and say what you want to say. It's like, stop wasting time. So that's just one example, right? This could apply in so many ways. So think about how it may apply to you, okay? So really two things going on, Cancer. One is you potentially holding yourself back from pleasure and a need to really let some of that flow in and flow out. And then also, again, there's a message about restraint here. And so it's sort of a similar thing, isn't it? A general theme of you restraining yourself and really needing to let yourself loose, okay? Let yourself loose on the world. Okay, Cancer. So next I'm going to pull a card or two to represent your focus for these next couple of weeks. So something that you can be focusing on, putting your energy or intention into, my Cancers. Something that you can pick to something that you can pick to focus on, Cancer. So I was going to go with one card, but three kind of slipped out. We've got the Four of Cups, we've got the Five of Pentacles, and we've got the Five of Cups, Cancer. Okay, so really need to focus on uplifting yourself, especially when it comes to matters of the heart, I feel. But in general, anywhere that you feel empty, anywhere that you feel down, anywhere you feel low energy, that you feel over it, sad, there's just a need to heal that, and a need to really fill your cup and not stay in that kind of low place, or not, again, this goes back to that kind of restraint thing. If you restrain yourself from having fun, seeking pleasure, letting love flow into your life and out of your life, you're not going to be able to pull yourself out of this sort of like low energy places, right? Or these like low energy experiences. So you really need to start prioritizing pleasure and joy and love and all that good stuff, because it's going to raise your energy and it's going to allow you to attract and create better things in your life in general, okay? So it's going to end up creating more abundance for you, more prosperity for you, more love for you, right? So really focus on filling your cup, raising your energy, and healing your heart, okay? Okay, Cancer. Cancer. Okay, so next, Cancer, something that you should not be focusing on for these next couple of weeks. Where should your focus not be, Cancer? Something that might be coming in to distract you, take you off of your path, away from your focus and intention. Okay. Interesting. Okay, Cancer, we've got the King of Rods, and they were kind of back to back like this. The King of Rods and the Knight of Rods and the Ace of Cups. I like to think of it like hovering over this, okay? Ah, gosh, it's strange, but I feel for some of you, there's like, this is going to be for very small amount of you probably, but I do feel like this is going to apply. Please comment if this applies to you because I'm feeling it like really a lot, that there is sort of like two people in your life that you are trying to decide over, okay? And remember that this is what you should not be focusing on right now. I feel like you need to be focusing on yourself, okay? Filling up your own cup, loving yourself, self-love, doing good things for you, not worrying about these other people that you are trying to please or trying to gain their love, trying to gain their approval or their validation or whatever. Some of you, like I said, are specifically, I feel, being torn between two loves, but this doesn't necessarily have to be at present, okay? You may be find yourself feeling torn between a past love and a present love, or purely past love, like within your own mind. You know, with that Four of Cups and that Five of Cups and Five of Pentacles energy coming through as your focus, in general, for some of you, you may be experiencing some kind of heartbreak, disappointment over relationships and things like that. And so I feel that there's perhaps an overemphasis on other people, whether it be relationships of the past, the present, or even the future, right? Fixating on what may come. And there's a need to kind of put that stuff to the side and ask yourself, how are you going to love yourself right now? Okay, what are you going to do for yourself that's going to make you feel loved by yourself? Okay, so whether you're in a relationship or not, whatever it may be, these couple of weeks, it's going to be important for you to focus on self-love and the things that you can be doing to fill your own cup, make yourself feel good, make yourself feel more joyful and more full of just joy and love and all of that beautiful stuff, okay? So take your attention away from other people, what other people think about you, feel about you, have done to you, have not done to you, and focus on you and what you can do for yourself right now, okay, Cancer? Okay, so lastly, Cancer, I'm going to pull a card for you from the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. I don't know this deck at all, so we're going for this intuitively together. And I'm going to pull one card just as a closing message for all of you today, okay? So Cancer, what am I leaving you with today? Let's see. Interesting. Okay. So we have got the stone, okay? But what I see here is I see multiple shapes within one. And it really makes me feel about the multidimensionality of being human, right? The many aspects of ourselves and about accepting ourselves fully, all parts of ourselves, right? Every single aspect of ourselves. So I feel like there's a real need for self-acceptance over these next couple of weeks and for you to find love and compassion for yourself, no matter what is going on in your life, Cancer, and no matter how you're feeling, to really hold yourself and love yourself through it all, okay? Okay, so have a great couple weeks, Cancer, and I will see you in November for your next reading, okay? All right, so we are moving on into Scorpio. Hi, Scorpio. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying October. We are soon to be stepping into Scorpio season. Yay! But for now, we're just going to do a reading for you for these next couple of weeks, Scorpio, for the second half of October 2019. And I'm going to start by pulling some cards to represent what you might be expecting for these next couple of weeks, the energy of these couple of weeks for you. What do you need to know, my Scorpios? What's happening for my Scorpio people? Okay, boop, boop, boop. Okay, Scorpio, I've got Judgment, I've got Five of Swords, and I've got the Four of Wands, okay? And I'm feeling like for some of you, there is like a moving away from something, okay? Moving away from something that perhaps was previously sort of like an important pillar in your life, whether it be a person or a job, an environment, a way of thinking, something like that, something that has meant a lot to you, something that has felt really important to you or really like guided you, okay? And I'm feeling like there is some kind of like a conflict followed by a separation of some kind. So whether it's like you're stepping away from somebody, like I said, stepping away from something, whatever. There is, yeah, a conflict potentially, or just sort of like a difficult moment, followed by this sort of abandonment. And I don't mean that in a bad way, I just mean it's a moving on. It feels like a moving on or a moving away from, okay? When I see the Four of Wands, typically this will have like a dancing couple in the center. So in this particular deck, I always see it sort of like nobody has showed up for the party, or it's like there used to be some party here, but everybody has left, right? So it's sort of like the party's over, everybody's gone their separate ways, everybody's gone home. And when it's followed by the Five of Swords, it makes me feel like there was some kind of conflict or truth revealed or something like that led to that moment of departure, okay? So in this, there is a transformation happening. It's really a necessary but challenging transition or shedding that is occurring that is going to be allowing you to step back into alignment in some way, okay? So while you may feel like there's this uncomfortable, even shitty experience maybe early on in the next couple of weeks that like requires you to let go of something, know that it's happening for a reason and it's happening for your highest and best, and it's really going to align you with your path, okay? So don't worry overly about it. Of course, like if it sucks, feel sad about it, experience your emotions, don't shove them away. But know that it's happening for a reason, and that this sort of like transformation or this shedding is just going to be the best for you. Okay, Scorpio. So next, Scorpio, I am going to pull a card to represent your focus for these next couple weeks. Something that you can be focusing on, put your intention and your energy into, something that will help you on your path. Where should your focus be, Scorpio? Okay, Four of Cups and the Emperor, also number 4, right? So finding emotional stability here, okay? I really feel a need not to fall into a funk and to be really aware of your emotions. And if your emotions are kind of taking over and taking you down and you find yourself sinking in them, Scorpio, there's a need to put some rules and boundaries and steps around that so that you know exactly how you're going to get out of it and you're going to lift yourself back up again, right? Whether that is through some kind of, healthy self-coping mechanism, or talking to somebody else, or going to an exercise class, or, reading a book. What is it that lifts you out of that funky place? There's a need to be aware that you may be sinking into a funk at some point or another. Big or small, right? We're all different in the next couple weeks, and that you have the power and ability and capacity to get yourself out of it and kind of redirect yourself on your path, okay? So just have a plan when it comes to your emotions taking over or dragging you under those deep Scorpio waters, right? How are you going to get out of it and, redirect yourself, okay? Okay. So next, Scorpio, I'm going to pull a card or two to represent something that you should not be focusing on, something that might be coming in to distract you, take you off of your true path, away from your focus. What should you not be focusing on, Scorpio, over these next couple of weeks? Where are you? Here. No. Bueno. Okay. Okay, what should you not be focusing on, Scorpio? We've got the Ace of Swords. And we've got the Ten of Pentacles, which feels like something off limits, okay? Here's what I'm feeling, Scorpio. It feels like something that's been like behind closed doors, like maybe something that you hold inside that's been bothering you for some time. You may find yourself in this place where you want to confront it over the next couple of weeks. Know that this is not the time and it's not the way that you want to do this. Sort of feels like it's coming out of this like irrational place, especially if you find yourself sinking into that funky place, or, sort of drowning in your feelings a little bit. You may find yourself wanting to like reach out or resolve something, or even create some kind of chaos or conflict. It kind of feels like trying to access something that is off limits in some way. And there's just a need to use rationality with yourself, okay? Make sure that you stay rational, use logic. If you need to like call a friend or something like that and be like, should I do this? You know, it's that kind of energy, right? Where you suddenly feel like you want to do something where normally you wouldn't do it because like you know it's a no-no, right? So whatever that is, if it comes up, do what you have to do to kind of remain grounded and check in with yourself. Be honest with yourself about what's going on, why it's going on, and whether or not it's the best choice, right? Just kind of feels like stepping into something that like you don't really want to step into. But you may just like have this moment of weakness or whatever, like irrationality where you want to do this. So just make sure you have a plan in place so that you can practice some restraint with that and remain grounded and not get yourself into something that you don't even really want to get into. Okay, Scorpio? Okay, so lastly, I'm going to pull a card for you from the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. As I've said, I have not used this deck at all, not familiar with it at all. So I'm going to intuitively pull a card for you today. Together, here we go, and we're just going to see what it is and what comes through as your closing message for Scorpio. What have we got here? Okay, Scorpio. The Venom. Okay, so I think one other sign got this too so far. So we've got the Venom, and for you, I'm really seeing this like teeth and full moon thing. So it's like this sort of werewolf transformation that's like triggered by the moon, which can sometimes be those deep subconscious feelings and fears that come up. And it has the potential to kind of transform you into this beast, Scorpio, okay, or whatever, where, you know, it's sort of like your logic and your mind is gone, and it's sort of like this primal energy takes over, right? And you end up doing all this stuff that like, or end up doing some things that later you're like, why did I do that? Like, you know what I mean? So just try to be aware of this. Try to be aware of how those deep emotions, when they come up really fast and quick and they drag you down, they can really take over and sort of like create these experiences or these reactions that are not necessarily true to you, right? So allow yourself to express them and allow them to come up and come out. Don't push them down. Just make sure that you are processing in a healthy way, and that you're not getting into stuff that later you're going to regret or wonder what you were thinking or why you decided to do that, right? Okay, cool. So have an awesome couple of weeks, Scorpio. Love you so much. Happy soon birthday. And I will see you in the beginning of November for your next reading, okay? Oh, okay. Spilling cards. Bye. Okay, one moment, my Pisces beauties, okay? Boop, boop. Hi Pisces, I hope you're well. I hope you have had a great month so far and are enjoying October. So I'm going to start your reading by pulling a few cards to represent, what's going on for you over the next couple of weeks, what might be coming up, what do you need to know, my Pisces, for the second half of October 2019. What's going on for my Pisces? Ooh, Pisces. Okay, we've got the Six of Cups, followed by the Moon, the Ten of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles, okay? So, Pisces, feels kind of like there's some stuff from the past that is coming up to haunt you a little bit, and a need to confront some past memories, some past trauma, perhaps within old relationships that really deeply affected you. There's a need to bring that stuff up and heal it in a healthy way, okay, and really process it, look at it, spend some time with it, all right? So you might find like kind of people from the past haunting you, memories from the past haunting you, and things like that. And just a need to recognize them for what they are. They're memories, they're in the past, but of course they still affect your heart. So look at them, process them, and take some time to heal for yourself over these next couple of weeks, okay? And then I've got the Ten of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, and it really feels like a cycle coming to an end, and a new cycle beginning for you Pisces. So potentially an area of your life that's felt like, you've taken on a lot, okay? You've taken on a lot, and I feel that in the next couple of weeks, there's a potential for you to give it away, let it go, bring closure to it or tie the knot on it, right? And to start out on a new path of some kind. So whether it's like work or a creative project, something like that, it's going to be different for all of you, right? Because it's a collective reading. But it sort of feels like one aspect of your life that's become really heavy and that's just taken up a lot of space. Potentially that could come to a close and a new door could open for you, and you could welcome in some new energy or a new experience or opportunity into your life. Okay, Pisces? Okay, so Pisces, next I'm going to pull a card to represent something that you could be focusing on for these next couple of weeks. Where should your focus be? Where should your focus be, Pisces? Okay, Pisces, we've got the Six of Pentacles and we've got the Page of Cups, which is such a Pisces card, right? And so what I'm really feeling here is that you just need to be yourself, even if that means you're just creative and dreamy and intuitive and kind of mystical, right? And free. And trust that the universe will provide for you when you kind of step into your authenticity, okay? So I think that what I'm feeling is that if there's any aspect of your life where you have especially been trying to fit into a box or sort of follow the rules of society or whatever, this next couple of weeks may offer you a chance to just be yourself and be rewarded for being yourself, okay? So try it out, okay? And expect good things to come from it and see what unfolds. It may surprise you. You may have thought in one area of your life, well, I could just never do this my way because that's not the way. Okay, but have you tried, right? So give it a try, see what happens, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Okay, Pisces. Okay, so next I'm going to pull a card to represent, excuse me one moment. To represent something that you should not be focusing on for these next couple weeks, Pisces. So something that might be coming in to distract you, take you off of your true path, away from your focus, and all of that. Okay, so we've got the Chariot and we've got the Two of Wands, okay? And when I see the Chariot here in the position of what you should not be focusing on, it makes me feel like overly focusing on action and doing, getting things done, go, 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 right? Fast, fast, fast. So there's a need to slow down a little bit, Pisces, and to allow yourself to kind of get lost a little bit in the process over the next couple of weeks. Instead of just trying to like drive things too hard or to force things or push things out of yourself for these next couple weeks, okay? And then here I see in the Two of Wands, I see this hand that's kind of coming in to help with decision making or help with planning for the future and that kind of a thing. This sort of like unknown, invisible person that maybe even be the shadow of a person that used to guide you in your life, Pisces, okay? So it's letting me know as something that you should not be focusing on, that you shouldn't be focusing on what other people have told you should be doing, the path that other people have laid out for you. You should not be overly focusing on the opinion or guidance of other people at this time over these next couple of weeks, especially if you have some big decisions to be made and there is some disconnect between your own idea and the idea of somebody else, even if that somebody else is an elder or a mentor or something like that. There's a need to trust yourself above all else right now, and I really feel this next couple of weeks will offer you an opportunity in some way to see your way really succeed and perhaps surprise you, okay? Okay, Pisces. So lastly, I'm going to pull a Wild Unknown archetype card for you. Like I've said, I am not familiar with these cards at all, so we're going to do this together. Just pull a little closing message for all of my Pisces friends. What do you need to be left with, Pisces, today? Show you a beautiful card. Oh, that is lovely. Okay. So we have got the gem, okay, Pisces, and it really makes me feel that kind of like diamond in the rough sort of thing. It almost feels like you are this colorful jewel in the sea of black and white, okay? And so don't try to hide yourself in the black and white. Don't try to just do things the way that you've been told or do things the way that you feel like everyone else is doing them, right? Let yourself shine and be colorful and be different and stand out and be special. And don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of your true self, Pisces, okay? Okay, so have a great couple of weeks, and I will see you in November for your next reading. And with that, we are done with the water sign readings. Goodbye.